Is your business healthy? Hi, I am Dr. Celia Corbo. I am an entrepreneur, functional health practitioner, and licensed chiropractor, and I'm here to help balance your brain, body, and business. I've asked myself this question a lot. I've been on many business ventures. I have been a part of and started many businesses. And one of the questions that I often ask myself is my business healthy? And it's kind of a loaded question if you think about it, because in order to have a healthy business, usually it means we have our accounting in order, we have our finances done, we have our marketing strategy, we have email lists, we have clients. But after all is said and done, and you have all of the things that you need to run a business, is it healthy? Is it getting nurtured? And really, what I mean by this question of is your business healthy? I'm actually asking you if you are healthy. A business is like a child. I've always told my clients, I've always told my partners or colleagues, my business is my child because I had this idea and it just started in my mind. And then I birthed it into the world and I made it this tangible thing. Whether it was my first business as a swimming instructor, whether it was my chiropractic practice, or my online business, getting to work with amazing female entrepreneurs to help them balance their brain and business. It's always the start of an idea that then we put out into the world as this tangible thing. And then we have to nurture it. And really, like I said, accounting, finances, the marketing, the branding, the strategies, the clients, like yes, all those things embody the business and we need all those things in order to keep the business running. But are you taking care of yourself? Because as an entrepreneur, usually you're starting things out on your own until you can outsource and get this amazing team. And I can tell you for a fact, especially when I was teaching swimming and as a chiropractor in my brick and mortar practice, I did not take care of myself that well. And it started to show. I wasn't taking appropriate breaks. I wasn't exercising. I wasn't eating healthy. I wasn't doing the mindset work and the emotional regulation that I needed to do in order to be successful. I was just showing up every single day on the verge of burnout and on the collapse of my business because I could feel that I no longer had that spark in me anymore to want to keep going. And I mean, no one wants that. It's this beautiful idea in your head to begin with, and you're so excited and you can't wait to put it out into the world. And the last thing you want to do is to let that idea die because you physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually cannot handle it because you can't nurture that within you. So let's talk about how we can balance our brain, our body, and get to a beautiful, healthy, balanced business. I'm going to use my three pillars, the physical, chemical, and emotional pillars. And let's start with the physical pillar first, because really, whenever we're talking about anything holistic, we want to really understand the physical pillar because that's what we are going to feel and experience immediately. Like, for example, when your body is in pain, you want to be out of pain in order to enjoy your life and go for the walk, go on that vacation, spend time with family and friends. Pain is keeping you in that one spot of stuckness. So let's talk about the physical entities first. And like I've already mentioned before, it's the accounting, it's the marketing, it's the email automations, it's the clients. Are all of those things that you've set up working? But really, it's not just about those things that are operating the business, it's also about your clarity. Are you clear on your message? Are you delivering things in a very understanding way to your potential clients? That clarity is so important because if you don't have that clarity, people won't understand what you're doing. And I actually struggle with this for a very long time. Every time I met with somebody, they're like, but what's your niche? And oh my God, like I hate that word niche because I feel this sense of like, well, if I only talk to one type of client, then I'm eliminating 99.9% of all the other people in the world. And I'm just focusing on this like 0.1%. And it was a very negative association in my mind. But I'm here to tell you, I did get clarity. And now I'm like, I only want to talk to female entrepreneurs who want to be high performing humans, who want to balance their brains, who want to balance their bodies, who want to balance their business. I want to talk to them. I don't want to talk to the financial officer of a humongous bank who is just overstressed, overworked, won't make time for his body, for his health, for his brain. I don't want to work with that client. I don't want to work with a construction worker who's physically putting themselves through all of this hardship day in and day out, and they're working for somebody else and they have a lot of resentment. I don't want to work with these people, but I'm open to working with these people if they see value in what I do. But I want to niche down, and I want to be very clear in my message that I work with female entrepreneurs who want to balance their brain, their body, and their business. That's who I want to work with. So do you have clarity in your business? The second thing within that physical pillar is, do you have community? Or are you just constantly by yourself? And the reason I ask this is because I've been by myself for a very long time in my business. And now I finally have a community that I'm starting to build of other like-minded female entrepreneurs. And it is so empowering. It is so supportive. It is exactly what I needed to encourage myself and others to keep going for the greater good. Because you work better in a team, whether you like it or not. When you find that right team and when you encourage each other and push each other to keep going, where you are that sounding board for each other to help bounce ideas off of, it is life-changing in your business. You will get better. You will have that exponential growth and that dream life that you're always envisioning. If you think about it, Walmart, just as an example, this huge corporation, it's not just one man running all of these locations, running the show. It's a team of people. And that's why they're so profitable. Same thing with Target, same thing with Nike, same thing with even a restaurant. It's not one person running the show, it's a team. So you have to find that community. You have to find that team that you resonate with and that empowers you to keep going and ultimately to get to your version of success. So those would be the physical pillars that I would highly encourage you to focus on. It's the clarity and it's the community. Now, the chemical pillar, which is the next pillar, is all about you. It's all about your health, right? What are you doing to nurture yourself? And again, I'll use my pillars as my sub pillars here. What are you doing to be physically active? Move your body, get those endorphins pumping from your brain. Are you going for your walks? Are you going to the gym? Are you moving the body? Motion is lotion, and you need to move because that's what we are designed to do. And you need to have this as a part of your everyday for at least 20 to 30 minutes minimum. And it doesn't have to be anything crazy. It could even just be like a simple walk or getting up from your desk and taking a break and going for a walk or doing some stretches. It can be that easy. And then what are you doing to fuel your body? Are you eating garbage, refined carbohydrates? Are you eating junk food, sugar-filled foods? Or are you eating delicious, whole, nutrient-dense foods that are giving your body and your brain exactly what it needs to fuel your beautiful ideas and to fuel your business to go to the next level? And when it comes to that chemical pillar, it can be a bit overwhelming. So I always encourage, start small. Start with one thing that you want to change or one thing that you want to improve on, and then slowly work on that one thing until it's become second nature to you. And then you can add in another thing and then another thing. Because if you just add everything in all at once, your brain's going to be like, whoa, like, what did you just do to me? And then you're going to feel overwhelmed and you're going to fall off the wagon and you're going to talk to yourself in this way of, I'm a failure. I can't do this. I'm not good enough. No, you are. You just went too fast too soon. Just slow it down. Do one thing at a time and just know that you are being guided the whole way. You don't have to do everything yourself. Just go with the flow of things and eventually everything will fall into place. The final pillar of having your business and yourself be healthy is emotional, like kind of what I just talked about. And this is the hardest pillar because this is the pillar where our brain gets very involved. And I say that in a way of your left and right brain. Your right brain is the side of your brain that's the master. This is your subconscious mind. This is the part of you that helps to control physiological function within the body. It helps with producing stomach acid. It helps with seeing the whole picture. It is in charge of your posture. There's a lot going on that right side of the brain that you don't really have to think about because things are just done for you. But that left side of the brain is our logical brain. And that's where we think too. We start to have this heightened activity of left brain function where we start to overanalyze everything. And it's okay to be analytical. We want to be a little scrutinous in how we're, growing the business. Does that make sense? Does this make sense? But not to the point where we're analyzing everything and then we're blowing things out of proportion, out of control, and getting into a state of dis-ease. We want that left brain to be nurtured, but not take over from the right brain. Because when we start to get too much in our left brain, that's when we start to overthink. That's when we start to have anxiety, depression, sadness. We start to feel overwhelmed. We can feel burnout. And we don't want to get to those places because then that doesn't essentially tailor to a healthy business or even a healthy self. So you want to think, but you don't want to overthink, right? So when it comes to that emotional regulation, what are you doing to nurture the right side of the brain? And ways that I do this is through movement, through eating healthy, reading beautiful books that fuel the subconscious mind and allow me to understand how to tap into the subconscious mind. I learn more about ego and how my ego is very, very comfortable with where it likes to be, and it does not want to go beyond the confines of comfort zone. Yet going beyond the comfort zone is where we see growth, where we see beautiful, positive change, and where we can really learn who we are as our own person. I also like to do breath work and meditation. I love to journal and track things and do what I call a schedule journal. Where I can see exactly where I'm allocating my time during the day and making sure that I'm showing up and bringing my best efforts in that day, but also understanding that there are times for rest that we need as well. So all of these practices help us and help our brain to be more balanced. So that way we can be successful, we can have that balanced business, and we're not going to burn ourselves out. So when it comes to having a balanced business, you need that clarity, you need that community, and you also need consistency. And that's the last thing that I want to talk about, because consistency is really the key to everything. Your brain loves repetition, and that's actually how it learns. If you ever thought about yourself memorizing a song, you don't just listen to the song one time and then you're like, ooh, I remember all the words. No, you probably listen to it a few times, you sing along, you catch on to some of the words, and then you're like, oh, I forgot that part. Oh, okay, I'll listen to it again. And the more you listen to it, the more you bring yourself to remember the words, so you can even sing the song without having to listen to the soundtrack at the same time. And all you've done was consistently listen. That's the same thing with your health and with your business. You want to be consistent in how you show up every day. So, are you consistent with exercising? Are you just doing it kind of sporadically here and there? Or is it a part of your life? Is it a part of who you are where you need to move? You need to have that energy flow through you. Are you consistently showing up to eat healthy and you're fueling your body with healthy foods, your supplements, your healthy words, and your healthy diet that you're putting yourself on in a more holistic way? Because if you're consistently going to be eating junk food, then you're going to fuel yourself with junk and you're going to feel like junk, right? And then are you consistently talking to yourself and having these thoughts of positivity, of success, of growth, of love, joy, peace, happiness? Are you consistently thinking those things? Because if you're not doing it consistently, even for just a small fragment of the day, then your brain won't remember to do that thing. And then we end up in that downward spiral. So consistency is kind of like that cherry on top. where the more you do it, the more your brain remembers. And we actually have this beautiful thing happen within our brains and our nervous system called neuroplasticity. And it's the more you do something, the more habituated you become to doing that thing because you've actually formed new connections within the brain and the body in order to remember and to make that a part of you and your daily habits. So your nervous system will also start to change. And these things that once felt like such a dread or like, oh my God, I have to remember. I can't believe I forgot, they will start to become ingrained in you. And when you used to reach out for that granola bar that was full of sugar as a snack, you'll soon realize without thinking you're going for that apple or you're going for that beautiful fruit, that beautiful salad, or that beautiful vegetable, something more healthy. And you don't have to think about it. But that takes consistency, that takes repetition in learning that new habit. Because habits, honestly, they take a while to form. And having a healthy business is getting yourself into healthy habits to nurture your brain and your body. A habit usually starts at around the 3 week mark for your brain to be like, oh, we're doing something new. And every single day, consistently, even if it's just for 2 to 5 minutes minimum, of you doing that same thing, after 3 weeks, your brain will be like, oh, I think I should do this more often. Then after about 3 months, it'll become a little bit more habitual and it'll become a little bit more ingrained and it'll be less of a thought and more of an automatic action. And then 6 months, even up to a year, it will be second nature to you. You will have formed those connections in the nervous system. You will have formed these beautiful new thoughts around what you have to do because you don't have to do it anymore. You want to do it. You have the ability to do it without using all that brain power. That's why I always recommend just start small. Just start like with one thing. Don't overwhelm yourself. I used to be an extremist. I still kind of am in certain things that I feel like I have no control over. I tend to want to do everything right now at this moment in time. But really just think about, okay, what is it? What is the first thing that I need to do in order to get to where I want to be? Because you can't do everything all at once. One thing at a time. It's really just that simple. And as an example, this morning I went for a run after many years and months of not going for a run. And I know that that's the first run of many, but I'm just going to start off with doing one run a week. And then when I feel like I want to go for another run, I'll add in my second run for the week. And then I'll do 2 runs a week until I feel like I want to add in a third or until I feel like I want to do something else. Because again, the moment that you're like, I'm going to do 5 days of running, the next week, you're going to be so burnt out. Your body's going to start hurting so much that you're going to be like, I don't want to do any running this week. And then you're never going to go back to running and you're going to have a negative association with running. And that's just one example. So just start really small. And when you're ready and when you're itching to do more, that's when you introduce the next thing into life, into the business, into the brain, into the body, right? So don't be so hard on yourself. Remember, if you have a balanced brain, you will have a balanced business. It is a no-brainer. I like that. It's a no-brainer that those two things will happen. And that's what I love working with my clients on. I have so many amazing female entrepreneurs that have that lack of clarity, have that lack of community, have that lack of consistency, and they're just yearning to have more of it. But when I talk to them, their brains are just not where they should be. So we first have to focus on what is the clarity of the business and what is the clarity of the brain. Let's identify what we need to do to get you to be healthy, to get you to think positively, to get your body to perform at a wonderful next level. And then we can start moving on into the business. We can start making all of these beautiful, wonderful changes that at one point in time felt like such a burden. But then now they feel so easy, so automatic. And it's like, oh my gosh, why didn't I do this before? Because you weren't ready, because you didn't balance the brain, you didn't balance the body, and therefore your business suffered and was on the back burner. So, with all of my clients, we work very holistically. We work on all three of those pillars: the physical, the chemical, and the emotional, really in everything. Because if you are not balanced, or if you are lacking in one of those pillars, it will cost you your health in the long run. It will cost you your business in the long run, because holistically, you will not function if one of those entities is not in place. And it can be as simple as mindset work. It can be as simple as not eating the right foods. It can be as simple as not moving your body. All these little things that, to be honest, we know we need to do them. All of these little things add up. And they're so important in making sure that we are functioning at our best and we are putting our best foot forward, not only to have better health and a better business, but to ultimately have the best quality of life. So, if you are ready to work with me, if you are ready to take your brain, your body, and your business to that next level, if what I'm saying with you here really resonates with you and you're like, yes, absolutely, book a free discovery call with me. This consultation type call, honestly, I kind of jump right into like what I'm seeing we're already lacking in, your business, your brain, your body health. And I give you just very individualistic type of advice after meeting you of how we can work together so that you can be the best version of yourself and your business can be the best version of itself through you and through your beautiful, clear, consistent, and beautiful community type vision. So if you're ready for that next step and you want to jump on that free call, all you have to do is click the link below, schedule that free discovery call with me, and let's see how working together will help to balance your brain, your body, and your business. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I look forward to seeing you at the next one. Have a beautiful day.